Is it okay to kill people? Oh, that's a weird way to start a video. Hello guys, it's me Shadow, and today we're going to be talking about the manga The Cross of Six People. This manga is by far probably one of my favourite mangas currently ongoing. It's very interesting of how the story is written, and I love the art in it. And the main protagonist is such a unique way to go about this story. Before I even go into anything about this manga, I would recommend you not read this manga if you're under the age of 16, because of how graphic and how un-PG friendly this manga can be sometimes. Anyway, so if you're not under the age of 16, do not read this manga, so let's just get straight into it. You guys have been warned. Starting the story, we find our main protagonist, Shin. I'm going to pronounce this guy's name really wrong, so we're just going to call him Shin. Main protagonist Shin playing in the park normally, just chilling out as a young child, and then he starts getting bullied by 5 people. These 5 people call him Subject 1. Basically, these bullies like to treat him like he's a test subject, inject him with weird shit, kill cats in front of him, make sure his life becomes a living torture basically. And one of the main guys, Shinko I think his name is, he legit wants to see him break, so he loses all spirit to live. So one of the scenes is where one of the manga panels is where obviously they finish tormenting him, and Shingoku, that was it, Shingoku legit strangles him and looks like he's about to kill him. The main way that the art is in this scene is like really fantastic. Like, you can see the actual emotion on Shin's face, like he doesn't know what he's done wrong, and he legit just wants to live a normal life, and they're just tormenting him and make sure his life's a living hell. And then going on a few chapters ahead, he meets his grandpa in the woods. He looks, well, Shin got lost. I'm going to give some more context. Shin got lost, so his grandpa's walking him back, and then we get this like mysterious not glare, but like tone about with his mom, saying you must not talk to this man and be anywhere near his grandpa. So when I was first reading this, I was wondering, what is the grandpa done? Has he done something like fucked up or really bad? But I'm gonna leave that to like until we get to that part. And then a few chapters after that, obviously the main 5 bullies start tormenting him again, but Shinko's on about actually killing a person and want to know what the actual answer is. So his desire mainly is to see people break and actually kill a person, and obviously his boys are backing him up, saying, oh yeah, we're gonna kill him, and that's Subject 1. There's no reason and there's no desire to actually kill people like that. He actually wants to see emotion on their face why they actually break. And then while he's talking to his mates about this, Shin finds the cat he was playing with dead in a box that was killed by Shingoku and his friends. And then we can just see him walking and crying in the woods, wondering why it's happening to him. One of the main reasons this manga is so, it's not unique, I'd say, is the art style, because sometimes the art style is just a typical manga art styles with the way it was drawn, but some of the scenes where it actually feels emotion, you can see the way it's drawn with the characters and certain panels in this. Well, going on to a few chapters ahead, he's getting tormented again, Shin is, but it was a bit different. The one actually tormented him, he was just saying, oh, you're talking about his parents and his brother and that, and on about how they like got into some sort of accident. So Shin starts panicking, and Shingoku just torments him, saying, oh yeah, your family is about to die or some shit. So he pushes a kid in front of the road in his parents' car with his brother in it, went skyrocketing. So Shin's family, well, his parents died and his brother is in a coma at this time. So obviously he's got nowhere else to go, so he went to stay with his grandpa. And then we find out a few chapters after that his grandpa was part of this special organisation that were trained to kill people and to torture them. I forgot what it's actually called. The Katanami Corps. He was part of the Katanami Corps. That was 100. It was a 100 special squadron that were trained to kill and torture people for information. So what we get at the first chapter, and we know that he's not lying because he has the same look as Shingoku in his eyes, just pure darkness in his eyes. He has no fear of death and he knows what he's doing. So he trained Shin for about 4 years, and then Shin's getting ready to go on his revenge arc against the 5 people. I don't want to say any more about the manga and the way it goes into certain aspects of how he deals with the five people, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get demonetized if I do that. So I'm just going to speak over instead of the way that Shin's character evolves throughout the story with his emotions, because obviously he was trained to kill and he uses different methods to kill each one of the 5 people. Well, he hasn't killed the 5th one yet, but he's killed 4 of them so far in the manga. But one of the main reasons that I think this manga is, I wouldn't say underrated, but overlooked and seen as don't read this, it's so low and so shit like that, is the way that Shin deals with them. He literally ends up, I don't this is gonna sound bare weird, but it literally ends up breaking a guy's, smashing a guy's face in with a brick, like after like this sumo dojo match that he lost because he saw innocent people die. The main thing that is quite interesting that is Shin still wants to be a good person, but he knows that he has to get his hands dirty to get revenge on the people that killed his mother and father, and that put his little brother in hospital. So the way that we see Shin build up as a character, because not all the deaths went according to his plan. He didn't want any innocent people to get hurt, and innocent people got hurt, so he has to also dispose of them and the people he's got to kill as well. So the way that he has to decide on if he's got to kill the innocent person or not when he wants to kill one of the 5 people that killed his family, is quite unique and quite interesting to me, because I've seen a lot of revenge stories, but I haven't seen this one gone in the direction that this story is going so far. And one of the main things that I find quite interesting, that Shin's still human, and there's a scene where he literally gets out of a rope by dislocating the 68 joints in his arm just to get out and reconnects them. And I find details like that just really, really good. I don't know why, I just find it really cool. I say that the way this character reminds me of is, if you've seen Tamagotchi game, he reminds me of Yurichi a bit. Not in the way that he's that evil like Yurichi is, but he still wants to do good and protects what's precious to him, and obviously get revenge on the people that caused him harm and depression and shit and hurt his family. But he also doesn't want to see his closest people get hurt to him, like his little brother's still alive and his grandpa as well. So yeah, I think that's enough about Shin, and I gotta get into some of the side characters. I'm gonna be completely honest, there's not the only memorable side character right now is I've completely forgotten it. It's the main chick, and I don't really like her. I think her name's Asamune, I think it is. Asamune Chizuru. Yeah, that's it. Asamune Chizuru. She's the only memorable one, but a lot of people dislike her because of how she's the typical, oh yeah, got a crush on the main MC, and she's bare annoying. She's that typical type of girl. But yeah, she's just, at the minute, out of all innocent people, she's the only one that's been alive so far. So there's not really much I can say on her, because she doesn't really get that much development. So right now, anyway, in the story, I'm hoping she does, because right now she's kind of a wasted character. So yeah, right now she's just there. But I want to get into some of the most current chapters recently, because we've been introduced to this doctor character that I find quite interesting. Like, I know he's like, I don't really want to spoil it because obviously it's one of the most recent chapters, but I find him quite interesting. Like, he's a doctor, but he's also a killer. When what's in that? Right, Shin got out of prison, he found Shin and obviously patched him up and shit. So I find him quite interesting and quite unique. So yeah, I can't wait to see more of him, and I'm hoping he has a big, like, not a big role, but hoping he has good development, and hopefully he doesn't get killed off. Because every single character so far that people care about in this series has been killed off. So yeah, talking about most recent chapters, if you haven't caught up, I beg you caught up. So obviously when he got out of jail, we got a little time skip. Legit before he came, not when he legit came out of jail directly, but it was a few years past. I can't remember exactly how many years it was. It was 5 years later, yeah. 5 years later, we get to see Shun. Also, he's still killing people, but he's killing people as like, not just on his own, he's killing people in the group now. So I can't wait to see more of this manga and more chapters that come out, because one of the main things that's like really beautiful about this manga is the graphic, gore as well, and the way that the illustrations are drawn. If you're not a fan of gore, you probably won't appreciate this manga as much as I do, but I personally believe that this manga's got probably one of the best like actual illustrations I've seen in a while. So I can't wait for more chapters to come out. And yeah, I would recommend you go read this manga. It's not out. You can't buy physical copies right now in English because it's not out. I've been waiting so long for it, but no English copies have been released yet. So yeah, I hope there's nothing much I can say about this manga right now, because it's only got a few chapters. Oh, it's got a lot of chapters. It's got quite a lot. It's got 98 chapters. So it's catching up to Chainsaw Man a bit, Chainsaw Man Part 2 a bit. So yeah, I would recommend you go read this manga because it is phenomenal. And yeah, there's nothing much I can say about this manga particularly right now. That's just say though, if this ever gets animated, I beg they do an uncensored version, so we could just see all the gore and action, because if this gets animated, it's gonna break the internet. Okay. Before I finish the end of the video, I want to talk about the next manga I'm going to be covering. Not cover it a bit, I'm going to cover it briefly, and that's Tomodachi Game. I'm going to cover Tomodachi Game, but specifically, I'm not just going to cover Tomodachi Game alone. I'm going to cover Yurichi as a character. Mainly, I'm not going to cover the story. I'm just going to cover Yurichi, because I'm going to have a separate video coming out about the story. Because Tomodachi Game story is quite entertaining and it's quite good, so I don't want to spoil it just right now because it's still ongoing, but I am gonna talk about Yurichi's character and how phenomenal he is, because I also want to discuss in that video who do I prefer more, him, Yurichi Katagiri, or Kyotaka Ayana Koji. I don't want to spoil my answer right now, but I'm going to talk about who I prefer and which one is better at what. So yeah, stay tuned to that video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video about me talking about Cross of the Six Paths, and I'm going to leave a link in the description where you could read this manga, and I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.